Education Scotland's guidelines for early reading are organised across three main areas. These are building a literacy-rich environment through interactions, experiences and spaces, developing skills for reading, and building independent and engaged readers. For each of the areas pictured, a suite of videos has been developed to support professional learning. The videos have been carefully developed to align with Realising the Ambition and Scotland's Curriculum for Excellence guidance. Where direct links have been made to Realising the Ambition, the language and images from the guidance document have been used to illustrate the connection. Throughout the video, some technical terms are used to describe aspects of early reading. The QR code shown on the slide will allow you to access a glossary with brief explanations of some of the terms used. Each area has been broken down into 4 themes. There is a video which explores each theme, identifying key messages and research which supports the guidance. This video is focused on the importance of building concepts of print, as underlined on the slide. You may choose to watch this video in isolation, but it is recommended that the overall suite of videos is used to support a broader programme of professional learning. Developing awareness of print is an important step in learning to read and write. Within this video, we will explore these 2 key messages. Support children to understand how and why print is used, and create print-rich environments which help children explore and make connections with print. A list of signposted resources has been created to accompany this video. At the end of the presentation, you can return to the home page for the overall resource, or a landing page which has further support for building concepts of print. We will start by considering the statement shown on the slide. Developing an awareness of print, also known as developing concepts of print, is understanding how print works. In order to read and write, we need to understand some specific concepts. These include concepts of print, understanding that print has meaning. It conveys a message or tells a story, and it represents spoken language. Concepts about books, how a book works, such as there is a right way up, how different books are organised, for example, the title, the author, and an illustrator, or for non-fiction, a contents page and page numbers. The idea of directionality, that English books are read from left to right, top to bottom, and other print features, such as understanding the difference between letters and numerals, the relationship between letters and sounds, and how they work together to form words, that letters have names and have upper and lower case forms, spaces separate words, and words make up sentences, and punctuation marks have meaning. Young children who see writing at home, in their early years setting, and in the community, will start to see that print has many different meanings and purposes, and how it can be used to communicate. They will begin to understand the relationship between spoken and written language. Justice and Sofka's research summary indicates that by developing a strong foundation in print concepts, children are better equipped to become successful readers and writers. Understanding of how print works provides the skills and knowledge necessary to read and understand written language. We will now consider the ways in which we can support children to understand how and why print is used. Children learn about print when they observe and interact with adults who use print in everyday, meaningful situations. Adults play an important role in supporting children to understand how and why print is used by drawing attention to print during shared book reading or noticing familiar words, phrases and names in the environment. We can encourage children to explore mark making in play and by scribing and communicating children's thoughts, ideas and feelings through the written word. In the early years environment, this is often through the use of floor books, written observations, scribing children's oral storytelling, and providing opportunities for them to act out their ideas. These ideas will be expanded upon and some examples will be shared of how we can develop print concepts through the interactions, experiences and spaces that we provide in the learning environment. We will now consider the second key message. Create print-rich environments which help children explore and make connections with print. It is important for children to be provided with spaces which offer multiple opportunities to encounter print every day. Noticing how and where children choose to interact with print is very important. Using this information can help us to provide materials to help children make connections with print. The journey towards noticing print begins with the important skill of visual discrimination. This is the ability to detect similarities and differences in pictures, objects, patterns, and sequences, such as colour, shapes, size, position, and pattern. In simpler terms, paying attention to detail. This can be developed by providing materials and games that involve matching and sorting, such as jigsaw puzzles, spot the difference, snap, matching socks, and playing I Spy, or finding items hidden in the illustrations of books. We can build on children's interest in letters and sounds by providing puzzles and games, physical letters which children can transport to different areas of play, and computer apps for those who enjoy technology. We can help children make connections with print and communicate ideas and thoughts by providing mark-making materials across the setting, both indoors and outdoors. For example, a variety of writing tools such as chalks, paintbrushes, sticks in the mud, notebooks, sticky notes, clipboards, checklists and floorbooks. Promoting reading and mark-making opportunities outdoors allows children to make connections between print and the world around them. Using text alongside photographs, pictures and symbols will support children to make meaning of the print around them. For example, using a child's photograph or a symbol with their name at their peg or tray. Using picture sequences with text for snack menus or for routines such as hand washing or making Play-Doh will reinforce that print communicates a message. It is important to place print at eye level and display print in response to new events and interests, as well as familiar routines such as snack. Display print that will be of great interest to children and display their marks across the setting. It's helpful for children to see a mixture of print in their environment, both typed and handwritten. Using good examples of handwriting, with correct use of punctuation, helps children to make the connection to print in various forms. By recording children's own words in their learning story or learning journey, floorbooks and on displays around the room, we are showing children that we value their words and help them to make the link between the spoken word and print. We will now consider how to create a print-rich environment through our interactions. Through careful observation, we can build an understanding of children's growing awareness of print. Using this information, we can respond to their interests and support interactions with one another as they explore text and mark-making in the environment. The shared experience of exploring books together can have a great influence on developing concepts of print. We can look for opportunities to draw attention to print by commenting on different features of print in texts. For example, the zzz inside this speech bubble tell us that the dog is sleeping. By running your finger under the words as you are reading them in a book, or by asking questions, show me where I should start reading. As educators, it's important for us to model the use of reading and writing in day-to-day tasks. We could involve children in writing lists, in recording observations, and finding information from texts, including online materials. We can use text to help answer their questions about the world around them, and model finding information and how an information text works. We can point out print in the environment, such as signs, labels, logos, and a child's name on pegs. Children love to share and point out familiar logos or words from their own life experiences. We can develop this further by talking about the sounds or letters linked to these familiar words. Realising the ambition guidance reminds us that literacy learning should encourage children to see themselves as readers and writers through purposeful experiences which build on the way that children use literacy. We should consider opportunities for children to use print over the course of the day, for example, in everyday routines such as self-registration, using calendars, or cooking following a recipe. It is important that we respond to children's ideas for writing, co-creating experiences together that help them to communicate their message. As adults play and talk together with children, we can use reading and writing in pretend play and provide opportunities both indoors and outdoors for mark making and interacting with print, such as using timetables, brochures, leaflets and magazines. As well as reading books, we can create stories together by creating story maps or using blank books. We can also nurture children's interest in text by taking ideas from stories into play. A video overview, glossary, signposted resources, and some reflective questions have been created to accompany this video. You can use the QR code on the screen to access these.